And we're back, guys. How's everyone doing? I'm your host, Good Energy. Yes, the news story of the day, Coco Gauff eliminated from the Miami Open. But, however, did she really lose the match? As always, this video is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing, and the Digital Millennium Mag. Quick rundown on the day, then we're going to focus on Coco. Osaka goes 3 with Jasmine Paolini. Kinwin Jung takes out Ashlyn Kruger. Arena Sabalenka hits hard, takes out the defending champion Danny Mal. Emma Raducanu's hot, ladies and gentlemen. 7, 8, 9 coaches later, something like that. She takes out Amanda Anisimova. Marta Kashuk, she loses to big game Jessie P. Ayala gets the walkover over Badosa, and Iga, big bad Iga, takes out Svitolina. We're going to take a look at tomorrow's matches as well. But a lot of comments. Listen, guys, if I can't, or I should say, if I don't respond to your comments, I try to respond to every comment I can. I'm just tied up and a little busy. That means I just didn't read it yet. Some comments have the automatic filter, and when Coco loses, look, a lot of the comments get filtered out because of all the players on tour. Coco, you guys know, we all know by now. Everyone in the world expects, especially the YouTube people, expect Coco to win every match, every set, every service game, every championship, every slam. Look, it's not possible. It's not realistic, okay? And listen, I'm just going to remind you guys, because we have a lot of people creating their channels like yesterday and like last week, and then they instantly come to Coco's videos and they have so much to say. Listen, guys, there's no other player on tour right now, okay, that's had a better teenage career than Coco. Not Iga, not Arena Sabalenka, okay? Not Elena Rybakina, not Jessica Pegula, not Jasmine Paolini, okay? Not Mara Andreeva, she's going to be 18 soon. Now, she's got a couple master titles, right? She's got a 250. If she can win a slam, make another slam appearance, and win a few more titles before she turns 20, then she'll be in that category. But Coco's got the most Master 1000 wins, right? She's won the Orange Bowl. She's been number 1 ranked in juniors. She's won multiple junior slams. She's been to multiple slam finals as a singles player, as a doubles player. She has so many accomplishments, guys. She's a top earner in the world for female athletes. She's the most popular tennis player, male or female. She's big time. What comes with that is a lot of responsibility. And yes, this is her slamming the racket down, a little frustrated. Comes with a lot of priorities, a lot of responsibility. And what you guys have to understand is she's still young. She just turned 21. She's still young. She's still trying to figure it out. But she's highly successful. There's no one on tour that's had a better teenage career up to this point. Now, here's the thing. She took on Linette, who played an amazing match. Let's congratulate Magda Linette, someone who's I've just covered her matches for a long time. Before Iga came on the scene, by far my favorite Polish player. I like Magda Linette. But I've never seen her play this way, guys. This is not her style of play. This was a game plan that was put together by her coach, and she did a good job executing it, right? But what you have to understand is this, right? When you're a tennis player and someone bagels you, right? Last time Coco played Linette, she bageled her. Coco's never lost to Linette. So it's possible she came in here. Look, we've all been in matches playing someone or a team that we've just destroyed previously. And sometimes you let your guard down, right? But the reality here is Linette played an amazing game plan in this matchup, and this is just not how she plays. Her coach put together this game plan. But what I want to let you guys know is Coco's so good that she could have 12 double faults, which is 3 free service games, make 45 errors, right? Probably more, right? And still only lose 6'4", 6'4". That's insane. Anyone that watches tennis and plays tennis, you know darn well that match was given on a silver platter. And the reality here is you have to realize how good Coco is. Even the announcer said it. If you watch this match, former players say it all the time, you got to be pretty good to give 12 double faults, 45 errors, and you only lost 6'4", 6'4". When Iga's getting bagels and breadsticks, her opponents are just getting destroyed. You know what I mean? Coco literally is barely losing these matches. Now, here's what happened in the match. If you didn't see the match, Linette, pretty simple game plan, but you got to understand, when you get beat so bad like that previously, you're going to play safe. You're going to play safe and smart. Now, as any athlete knows this, when you have a game plan where you're playing safe and smart, you fear your opponent. You know, if you don't play your best, if you don't play smart or safe, you're going to lose this match. Watching this match, Linette played a game I've never seen her play that way. But here's the thing with Coco, and this is what you got to understand, as we get ready for clay season, Coco's not going to play Charleston. She said that's just not a clay court. She's going to get ready for the red, the brown clay, the real clay. And here's the thing. Coco's so fast and explosive, right? This is like, if you watch basketball, this is like Hack-a-Shaq. Remember a few years back, well, not a few years back, but when Shaq was in his prime, 350 pounds of muscle, Shaq Diesel, other teams had a game plan to where I think they changed the rule now, but like under 3 minutes, I think it was under 3 minutes, under 2 minutes possibly, where you could foul anyone on the court in the NBA and that person would shoot free throws, right? So teams did this to cut the deficit, and in some cases they even won matches because Shaq's fingers, his hands are so big, gripping a basketball is like a tennis ball to the average sized person. He couldn't make free throws, right? So that was a strategy that coaches would employ to help win. Right now, the strategy with Coco, she's so fast and athletic, she wears opponents out. Did you see this match today with Linette? Linette was exhausted. She was so tired. I thought she was going to pass out. And, you know, if I was coaching Coco, if you could see this you got to get this message to Coco, because a lot of times when Linette was going to the ball, her back was against Coco. Coco probably couldn't see how exhausted she was. And maybe she felt it. Maybe she knew, you know, because you can sense this when you're playing an opponent. Linette was breathing so freaking hard. She was so tired. And she would say in the post-match interview, even if Coco plays bad, she's still tough to beat. You guys don't realize that. Remember Anna Kalinskaya last year, Dubai, when she beat Coco? Exhausted in the post-match interview. She said, I could feel her strength and her power up to the very last shot. Remember Diana Snyder in Canada? It's like, oh my goodness, Coco, she hit so hard. It was so much pressure. Remember Yulia Putintseva? Look, guys, I just got lucky. Coco her serve failed her at the worst possible time. Guys, Marin Drava, Coco's the fastest players I ever played against. Guys, save your ridiculous comments. Coco, once number 2, she's number 3 for a reason. She's clearly one of the best players in the world, without a doubt. I think she's the best player in the world. I think Renee Stubbs is right. The elements affect her game, but in a match like today, this is what happens. Coco got frustrated. So you have Linette, she's going to the forehand to the corner, right? She's trying to back her up in the corner. Coco's so fast and explosive, she wants to really change the tide, use her footwork, and she wants to really defend, but she wants to put her opponent on the back foot, where this is the type of match where you got to tell your player, look, this might be too long, 3 grueling sets, especially after you lose the first set. We're going to be here for 3 sets. Take your time and patient. And I said it in the earlier video, look, you can't speed up the river. You can't slow it down. Sometimes you just got to know when to jump in. This was the type of match where Coco, she's got to put on her hard hat, and she's got to be ready to go 15, 20 shot rallies with the forehand, right? I just felt she overplayed the forehand. She rushed through it, trying to get to the backhand, trying to get out of that corner. But the reality here is I think the serving could have been a little bit better, jammed the body of Linette, because the reality is to start the second set, she went up 2-love, then she dropped the next 3 service games, then she won the next 2 service games. So, I mean, a little bit of patience. This was the type of match where you have to have patience, and I just felt Coco just rush. And she still barely lost. So, again, it's frustrating because it's a hack-a-shack type of technique, right? Where your opponent is really, they're relying on you to just not be patient enough. And I just felt this is the type of match where Coco, she beat herself. She needed to be a little bit more patient. I don't think anything of it. And I think you guys got to realize she's not going to win every match, right? It's just not going to happen. However, looking forward to the clay season. And this is where I talked in previous years where Coco's a really good clay player. Not only has she made the French Open final, she's won the French Open as a junior. She does well in France. She said it's her favorite place to play. And the reality here is this, guys. I don't think people realize how good of a clay player Coco is because it's a slower surface, so she has to play a little bit more patient. If you want to be a good player on clay, you have to be patient. You have to construct the point. And Coco's shown she's an amazing player on clay. Now, I do think her forehand plays sometimes better on clay because, right, she can slide into that forehand. She's not running into that forehand full speed. But the reality here is clay slows her down a little bit. And I think her forehand looked really good on clay because I told you, Coco doesn't have a forehand issue. She's just so fast and explosive. She runs through the forehand. And this is why when opponents are trying to slow her down in the corner, she rushes, she makes mistakes. So, again, I wouldn't think anything of it because it's one of those matches where everyone expects her to win. She should win. She's probably thinking she should win. And look, I'm not going to say the coaching staff overlooked Linette, but Linette's staff just came with a very good game plan. And sometimes these are those matches where, look, being a coach, I coach kids, I coach teens. The reality is very simple, right? For every team or player you have, you want to put together some type of game plan or strategy. If you're playing, basketball and a team is, they're playing the zone, there's several ways to beat a zone. You can either shoot them out of it. You can either find the gaps, work the ball around, right? Or just run fast and not let them set up, right? Beat them back on defense, get some easy buckets, push the pace, force the issue. Coco likes to force the issue. You saw how tired Linette was. And if I could get through to Coco, this is the match where I'd say, look, this second set, we just have to win the second set. Slow it down. Don't rush. Be patient. Please be disciplined because Linette is out of gas. She's not going to last in the third set. She's going to run out of gas. And it's just one of those matches where, look, Coco just forced the issue a little bit too much. She just needed a couple more shots in these rallies. And again, when Coco's losing, despite 12 double faults, 45 unforced errors, she's only losing by 1 or 2 breaks. So the reality here is she's losing by 1 point, really, in some of these breaks where she's breaking herself. So again, congratulations to Linette, but you guys have to realize Coco, I don't think anyone really beats Coco. I think she's just giving the match away. And that shows you how good she is because no one's really beating her. I say it all the time. Ask the Matrix. This is Coco versus Coco. That's how amazing she is. All the athletes, all the professionals say it. And this is why I think the tour should look at maybe a 5th Grand Slam indoor hard, maybe in China somewhere. Because, guys, you saw what Coco did in Saudi Arabia. I'm pretty sure she's going to defend again. But Coco talked about what would she prefer, number 1 in the world on tour or another slam. She said another slam. She said, maybe if I had 4 slams and maybe, if I had 4 slams or so and I wasn't number 1, then okay, that might be an issue. Then I'd want to be number 1. But right now, her focus is to get another slam. And look, she's got 3 more tournaments this year to do it, either French Open, Wimbledon, or the U.S. Open. And Coco will get a slam this year, guys. Don't worry. It's all, Coco heats up towards 3rd, 4th quarter of the season. And why is that? That's because, guys, and I've had many seasons, many tournaments where the better players heat up towards the end of the season because that's when things get really, really intense. And that's when Coco steps up. So it's okay. You can't win them all. And the numerology wasn't there anyway. So, I mean, I told you guys. But the reality here is Linette played a good match. And, I mean, Coco, I love the bracelet, by the way. Such a pioneer, Coco. Look, Coco gave the match away. It's as simple as that. Congratulations to Linette. Don't want to take anything from her, but I wouldn't read too much in between the lines. A lot of you are disappointed. It's okay. She's not going to win every match. She's still talented. She's still young. She's still accomplished so much. Still has an amazing career, guys. She's not going to win every tournament. And it was just one of those days where she just needed to be a little bit more patient. That's all it was. But we're headed into clay season where, again, I like her forehand on clay, a little slower surface. She can really follow through a little bit more on these shots, where on hard, she's just so fast. She's looking to defend. She's looking to speed her opponents up, get to the next shot. And it's really just a hack-a-shack type of strategy at this point. You know, a lot of the ladies, it's a hack. That's how I feel. I feel it's a hack-a-shack type of technology for a game plan. That's just what I feel. Because where her opponents are acknowledging she's that good, we got to slow her down. It's just as simple as that. So what's next, guys, for Miami? Who do you think is going to win it? A lot of people thinking that, is experts at least, thinking that Iga's going to win it. So we'll see about that. If we take a look at tomorrow's schedule, we got some good matches coming up. Me personally, guys, I'm looking forward to see how Linette does against Paolini, because Linette looked very, very tired against Coco, guys. She looked very tired, and I'm telling you guys, if Coco would have just been a little bit more patient, that third set would have got ugly, trust me. So I'm interested to see how Linette does against Paolini, who owns the head-to-head against Paolini 2-1. Sablenka's going to take on him and Jung. That's going to be interesting because Queen Win tried to act like she didn't know she lost the match last time they played. That was hilarious. A little mind games there, a little mental trickery, but the reality, I do think Kim Wynn's never beat Sabalenka, and I told you there's a big-time power issue, but she's getting better. Ribas is back in her corner. That's going to be good. Pegula and Raducanu, that's going to be good. I'm so excited to see that, and I think Iga's going to take on Ayala, my top teen prospect, one of them. That's going to be a good match as well. But Coco loses. Don't worry, guys. She'll be back. Nothing of it. Possibly underestimated someone she gave a bagel to the other time they played, but the reality here is when you receive a bagel, when you're in the receiving end, you're going to work hard, put together a good game plan. That's exactly what she did. Linette said she saw something last time she played Paolini that she can exploit. I'm interested to see what that is. Coco's out, but she'll be back, guys, and I'm telling you, Coco's going to win a slam this year. Don't worry. We're just getting started. Tennis in a minute. Always respectful in defeat. What a classy woman. We'll be back.